Hello anime fans and welcome back to our exciting coverage of Demon Slayer and its absolutely gut-wrenching Mugen Train arc. This arc was so good that they aired it first as a movie and then later as a season. So, let's get right into the exciting and thrilling adventures of Tanjiro and the gang with the Flame Hashira, Rengoku Kyoujuro. The arc begins as the Flame Hashira Rengoku Kyoujuro goes to a town to investigate the recent demon activities there. However, before he can catch the demon, it escapes after severely hurting a woman. Rengoku saves her and has his assistants help the woman. He later investigates the demon's activities and finds out that the Mugen Train has also been put out of service due to recent suspected demon activities on the train. Turns out, there have been over 40 disappearances recently, and that's why it has been put in storage. After finding all this info, Rengoku goes to the train station and is about to board a train when he comes across an old lady and her granddaughter selling lunchboxes for passengers. He tells them the dangers of a demon and tells them not to be out so late at night. He buys everything they have in stock to make it easy for them to close and boards the train going towards the storage compound. However, when he finds out from the conductor that the Mugen Train has already been shifted to the maintenance facility, he jumps down from the train and arrives at its location. He senses a demonic presence in the train and asks about it from the mechanics. They tell him that it's set to be put back into service the next day after some final maintenance. He then encounters a demon there and tells him how he saved his previous victim despite being unable to catch him. The demon gets pissed at Rengoku's model behavior and decides to kill the vendors back at the train station. The demon is very fast and makes his way to them immediately. Rengoku follows him, reaches there, saves the kid, and beheads the demon in one shot. Seeing Rengoku fight, the old lady claims that she was saved by him 20 years ago as well, but Rengoku claims that it must have been his father. He tells them he's following in his footsteps and would love to visit their shop again. The next day, he boards the Mugen Train as the demon responsible for the activities there is still at loose, and he must take care of it. Tanjiro and the others also arrive at the station and board the train to begin their next adventure. As the trio board the train, they head straight for Rengoku and sit with him. Despite having some weird habits regarding food, Rengoku explains the situation to the boys precisely. Tanjiro also asks about Hinokami Kagura from him, but he knows nothing about it. He tells him about the basic styles of breathing and then tells him to be his apprentice. Rengoku then detects two demons on board and immediately takes care of them with his superior skills. The boys fanboy over him and they all believe that the threat is taken care of now. But turns out, they all fall asleep as soon as they got drugged by the blood of Enmu when they touched the ink on their tickets earlier. Enmu has taken control of the train and has been controlling numerous passengers while putting the rest in the dream world. We get to see a bit of Tanjiro's dream as he finds himself in a place similar to his home and encounters two of his dead siblings. He immediately hugs them both and thus falls into the secret trap of Enmu, who has prepared all of this to kill them all in their sleep. As everyone is asleep, Enmu orders some kids to infiltrate their dreams. He gives them an awl made out of his bone and tells them to tie their wrists to each of them and infiltrate the world of their dreams. Once they get in, they'll need to find their spiritual cores and destroy them with their awls. Inosuke and Zenitsu are having funny dreams with each of them living the life they desire. On the other hand, Rengoku confronts his father in his dreams and tells him that he has become a Hashira. He gets a disappointing reaction, but his passion will not waver because of something like this. He then inspires his younger brother and tells him that he will always be there for him.
お前は俺とは違う。お前には兄がいる。兄は弟を信じている。
The kid assigned to Rengoku's dream finds his core and is about to destroy it when his survival instinct kicks in and grabs the kid by her throat in the real world, rendering her unable to destroy his core. On Tanjiro's side, he's enjoying a peaceful life with his family until he starts noticing some inconsistencies. Turns out, Nezuko was not affected by Enmu's blood demon art and has been trying to wake Tanjiro up from the outside. Tanjiro realizes that he's in a dream and decides to leave this beautiful dream world to go back and save everyone on the train. He painfully bids farewell to his family and then slits his own throat to wake up in the real world. Before Tanjiro wakes up, the boy assigned to destroy his spiritual core finds it, but he's unable to take the leap as he's unsure if he should kill such a kind person. Tanjiro wakes up and finds everyone asleep and Rengoku grabbing the throat of his intruder while still asleep. Tanjiro figures out the workings of the spell and then tells Nezuko to burn the ropes with her blood demon art. The children assigned to Zenitsu and Inosuke are also having trouble finding their cores since they have been found out, so they wake up in real life and start attacking Tanjiro. It turns out that they have all been manipulated by the demon and are doing this of their own free will in return for getting to see dreams. Tanjiro knocks them all out except his own intruder. The boy gives up himself and wishes him good luck now that he knows how kind a person Tanjiro is. Tanjiro tries to wake up the others but is unable to do so. That's why he decides to go and confront the demon himself. As he fights him, Enmu consistently puts him to sleep, but he wakes up by unaliving himself in the dream over and over again. Enmu is impressed by this showing and realizes that Tanjiro is the guy Muzan had ordered to kill. Tanjiro then beheads him, but the demon doesn't die as he reveals that he has already fused with the trains and plans to kill every single person there. As Tanjiro tries to find a way to kill the demon, Inosuke wakes up and starts flashily slicing up the demon's parts. He then meets up with Tanjiro and the two of them prepare to engage the demon in combat. Enmu escapes into the train now that he's merged with it and starts attacking the passengers from within. Tanjiro and Inosuke start slicing Enmu from within, but he keeps coming at them with his tentacles. Nezuko also joins the fight and starts keeping the people safe, but she starts getting overwhelmed soon. Zenitsu then arrives and saves her. However, Enmu keeps up the pressure with his constant regeneration and starts overwhelming everyone. Rengoku then arrives and immediately takes care of the tentacle problem. He then explains to Tanjiro that he will take care of the passengers in the train along with Nezuko and Zenitsu, so he and Inosuke will need to go and slice the demon's neck. They do just that and leave everything to Rengoku's experience. Inosuke and Tanjiro arrive at the front of the car and encounter the demon's neck. They are unable to slice it as there are multiple layers of protection, but they decide to work together to do it. Enmu then starts putting them in dreams over and over again. Tanjiro gets himself out every time by committing suicide, eventually falling into Enmu's trap and nearly slicing his neck in real life. But Inosuke saves him and the two of them work together to slice off the demon's neck, despite the train driver stabbing Tanjiro and slowing him down. The train immediately stops with Enmu's beheading and things are finally starting to look hopeful for the Slayers. After the beheading, Enmu starts disintegrating into nothingness and the train derails from the track. Enmu dies while wondering how much power the upper moons hold. On the other hand, Tanjiro starts bleeding from the stab wound he just gained from the conductor. As he's prepared to die, Rengoku arrives and tells him to focus his breathing on his injury. Tanjiro starts healing and finally gets out of danger. But just then, a new danger arrives as Akaza, the demon ranked as Upper Moon 3, arrives at the scene and attacks Tanjiro. Rengoku protects him and faces the demon head-on. Akaza praises Rengoku for his skills, but tells him that he's very limited due to his short lifespan as a human. That's why he should become a demon. Rengoku refuses to do that and engages Akaza in combat. He tries his best, but Akaza proves to be too powerful for him as he quickly regenerates from whatever wounds are given to him. On the other hand, Rengoku keeps getting more and more injured as the battle goes on. Finally, making a last-ditch effort, Rengoku channels his life force into one last attack and attacks Akaza. He nearly beheads him with that attack, but in the end, takes mortal damage himself. Just then, daylight arrives as the sun rises, but Akaza is prepared as he runs away immediately. Tanjiro desperately delivers a speech about how the demons are all cowards and only fight during the night, but he pays no heed to his words and simply runs away. Tanjiro hurls his sword at Akaza in frustration and breaks down. Akaza simply keeps running and claims in his head that he has won. Once he's done with his yapping, he comes back to Rengoku and hears some last few words of wisdom from him. Rengoku asks him to deliver some messages to his father and brother and tells him to look forward and sets his heart ablaze. He also accepts Nezuko as a member of the Demon Slayer Corps as well. As Rengoku passes away, he sees a vision of his mother being proud of him and passes away knowing that he was successful in protecting everyone. Everybody receives the news of his death and is absolutely destroyed at the thought of such a passionate character leaving them alone. When the master receives the news, he feels sad but is proud that not a single person who boarded that train died, showing that Rengoku succeeded in his mission. And that winds up our coverage for the Mugen Train arc of Demon Slayer. See you all in the next part of our exciting coverage of Demon Slayer. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace!